Hey everyone, it's Steve from Experience Milwaukee. Welcome to another episode of our Milwaukee Legend Series presented by the iconic Harley-Davidson, a committed partner not only to this podcast, but to our local and global communities. The Milwaukee Legend Series has been presented in partnership with Harley-Davidson's 2024 Homecoming Celebration. This episode features Milwaukee legend Beth Weirick, CEO of Milwaukee Downtown, Business Improvement District 21. My conversation with Beth reveals her deep personal connection and nostalgia for Milwaukee, from her memories of Sunday drives in a wood-paneled station wagon with her family and dog, to riding the number 10 bus downtown as a teenager. Beth gives us genuine joy and pride in seeing downtown Milwaukee's transformation from a place where you could roll a bowling ball down Wisconsin Avenue to today's vibrant community. Jump in to learn more about your city and the people that make it great. Thanks for listening. Love you, Milwaukee. Hey, Beth, how are you?
I am fantastic.
You know what I love? All these moments, we've had certain moments where I've really needed someone that has a deep connection to the city, someone that has a passion around making Milwaukee better, and someone that can come and talk about that in a way that few other people can. And it's always you that I call on for that, which is awesome.
Thank you.
And I know the last thing that you would want to be called is a legend, and you have so much more vision and work to do, I can imagine. But this is the Milwaukee Legends Series, sponsored by Harley-Davidson. And what we look for in this show is people who have had a significant positive and recognized impact on our community here in Milwaukee, and that's you. And so what I like to do is pretend that people, our listeners, myself even, have no idea who you are, what you do. And so what do you do, and sort of what's the 30,000-foot view of how you got there?
Well, my official title is CEO of Milwaukee Downtown, and we are the downtown business district, and oftentimes people will call us the BID. We are BID 21, Business Improvement District 21, and in my capacity, I have been enormously blessed to serve in the capacity of leading this organization to really focus on putting resources and efforts into creating a vibrant, economically viable downtown, specifically downtown Milwaukee. So we're really the heart of downtown Milwaukee. Generally speaking, it's I-43 to the west, West St. Paul to the south, the foot of Wisconsin Avenue to the east, and Schlitz Park or Ogden to the north. So, it's about 2.5 square miles in the city of Milwaukee. And, we really focus our efforts, and now we're going, I can't believe it, but we're going into our 28th year
Wow.
of operations. And we are really, really focused on clean, safe, welcoming, nurturing, inclusive environment. So public service ambassadors, our clean sweep ambassadors, all the landscaping downtown, economic development, public art installation, so many things that really make downtown the great neighborhood that it is, the inclusive neighborhood that it is, the neighborhood that it is that really allows our residents and our workforce and our visitors to immerse themselves into, I think, a culture that is engaging and that is inspiring and that is captivating.
I love it. And what I love the most is, and I'm born and raised in Milwaukee, I don't think I've ever seen, even in the cooler months, temperature-wise, I don't think I've ever seen more people walking around in downtown Milwaukee than I do today.
No, I'm with you. I mean, I get very nostalgic about Um, you and I have in the past talked about childhood memories and
Yeah.
creating memories, for our children and for me now, my grandchildren. I just had my eighth
Wow.
grandchild
No
brought into
way.
this world. He's just a week old, Mac.
Mac, I love it.
So
That's a cool
yeah,
name.
I do get nostalgic. And to your point, I remember Sunday drives in the wood paneled station wagon. There were six of us and my mom and dad and a Great Dane, and we used to all get in the car every Sunday and drive around all the different neighborhoods
Yeah.
within the city. And I love my dad, may he rest in peace, for doing that. But I remember downtown Milwaukee, and I have great memories of coming downtown in the number 10 bus, going to
Me too.
see Ario.
Me
Pardon
too.
me?
Me too. I've
Yeah.
ridden that bus before.
Right.
Yeah.
Going to see REO Speedwagon. I think I was a freshman in high school and just remembering like really literally you could roll a bowling ball down Wisconsin Avenue. And so to think of how far we have come as a downtown in so many ways,
Right.
in so many ways. Um, it has been absolutely, utterly astounding, and I really attribute it to the fact that we care about our public realm and we care about the spaces that we create downtown, and we treat them as if all of our guests are coming to our front door and the way in which we care for them.
Well, so I'm glad you said spaces because so when everything you've said so far gives great context to how I started this conversation, which is your passion for this city. And you have been a catalyst and even the, sort of rolling up your sleeves and getting things done in downtown Milwaukee. And when you think about all of the stuff that's happened through Milwaukee Downtown and you think of your experiences from your dad driving you around the neighborhoods today, what spaces are important to you? Where do you go to think? Where do you go to reset? And you don't have to give specifics if you don't want people following you around, but what types of areas or spaces around the city are most important to you?
Well, for sure, anywhere near water. So I really do love the Riverwalk. And, just
Yeah.
recently, our organization, under the leadership of Erica Green, our public space initiatives director, we have 4 new murals on the Riverwalk, 3 of them installed, one that will be installed this spring, and just roaming up and down that Riverwalk. And it doesn't matter the season. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, summer is always more fun when you see all the boat traffic. Or just for me, I love, love, love being close or on the shores of Lake Michigan. And
Sure.
what a blessing it is for us to have all this access to fresh water and what it does for us. So I go to green spaces and spaces that are filled with um, nature, most certainly.
Mm-hmm.
And to live in a city where we have this connectivity to nature and wildlife and birds. I love all of our parks and I love all of our spaces that provide that. And then, when I think about other places that bring me joy, I don't want to pretend I have any favorites, but
Right.
I
Right.
recognize like if I could only pick one building in downtown Milwaukee
Ooh, this will be
to
good.
spend the bulk of my time in,
Mm-hmm.
it would be the Pfister
Great
because
choice.
I know the historic nature of it, and they've just reinvested in what the Marcus family has done to preserve the history has been amazing. But I love it with the local artist.
Mm-hmm.
I love the lobby bar.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Cafe at the Pfister, right? I
I have
mean,
breakfast there
of
all the
course, the
time.
well, right? The well spa. I love looking at all the art in the building. Seriously, I just took my team to high tea at Blue. And then, of course, I love going to see performers at Blue, like Jenny Thiel at night, and just taking in, drinking in the
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, beautiful view of our city. So, yeah, we are so fortunate to have the green spaces and the pathways that we have in and near the downtown area.
Agreed. And side note, in one of our episodes, the Pfister's bathroom was ranked number one on the top five bathrooms in downtown Milwaukee.
It must be the one. It must be the one on the blue level,
Where to
right?
go when you're on the
Right.
go? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
It's just a fabulous place. Okay, so all of that, right? Everything. What is your vision for the city? And I don't mean you're going to go take over the entire city. I know you've got a vision for the bid, always. But what vision do you hope to see come to realization with Milwaukee?
We are nowhere near what we are capable of achieving. And when I think about the city as a whole, that we are really going to continue to grow as a place of opportunity and innovation and connection. I know climate migration is going to play a role in the growth of our city. And my hope is that, of course, that downtown remains that beacon of progress
Mm-hmm.
and inclusivity. We just updated our downtown area plan called Connecting MKE Downtown Plan 2040. I mean, that's a 20-year plan, and we are very, very focused on growing both our residential base as well as our jobs, as well as attracting additional visitors. And from my perspective, I continue to look at Milwaukee as just continually evolving, always being open and continuing, as we just got done having this conversation, how do we continue to leverage and care for and be stewards of all this natural beauty
Mm-hmm.
of our cultural heritage and this fabulous artistic spirit that I feel so blessed to be able to elevate and share with all, because I think emotionally that's what really connects us to community.
I agree.
And we just all need to stay engaged in our local initiatives and support our businesses and continue to advocate for those great public policies that promote equity and accessibility.
Do you think, and this series has been sponsored by Harley-Davidson, and they've made a tremendous investment in the neighborhood where their corporate headquarters was, whatever, however you want to call it, in the park they've built. Do you think how do you see which companies, however you want to answer that, have committed and I know you represent a number of the small and medium businesses to help, bring a vibrancy there and people there to support them. How do the bigger companies sort of participate in that?
Well, first of all, I just want to commend Harley-Davidson because the fact that they are allowing us to have these conversations,
Mm-hmm.
I think is really important. We all have so much to learn from each other. And I love what Harley-Davidson has done with Davidson Park in the heart of the community on the west side, which, by the way, I grew up on the west side. My kids spent many of their formative years on the west side of Milwaukee. So I thank Harley for investing in community and really setting the pace. When I think of other large companies that are located within our business improvement district boundaries, similarly, the companies that are really elevated in my mind in terms of creating quality of life in our community, Northwestern Mutual, their entire commons area, how
Right.
they are opening up their ground floor campus to invite the public in, their engagement with Sculpture Milwaukee and public artwork, their care and concern for that public space and the beauty and the respite that they provide in that space. I think about MGIC.
Mm-hmm.
MGIC has, in essence, adopted Red Arrow Park and all of the programming and activations free, open to the public in this public realm space, whether it's Heartbeats of the City or the decorations they put up over the holidays or the enhancements in the streetscape. I look at Baird. Their new community commons is part of their sponsorship of the Baird Center, our new
Mm-hmm.
convention center.
Which has
Um,
transformed those blocks, that part of the neighborhood over
Yes,
there.
and we are actively engaged in this public space that has been absolutely astounding and amazing. And again, a shout out to Marcus and Steve Marcus. The work that he's done in bringing and launching public art through Sculpture Milwaukee has been absolutely phenomenal. Johnson Financial Group for the adoption of all the programming they do in Cathedral Square Park. And do you see this common thread, Stu?
Right.
All of these corporations that are civic minded, that are investing in this public realm that makes our city so exciting and vibrant. And, it's bringing all these activations and events in places that just connects our community and builds our community so we can be even stronger. And it enhances our quality of life, which is really a benefit because that's why we attract and can maintain talent and a workforce and be a city that is very focused on families.
Correct. It all leads back to that, right? It all leads back to getting, keeping, having the best people in our city. And these open spaces that these companies commit to in finance is incredible. And I don't know. I guess if you don't spend a lot of time, not you, but for those who don't spend a lot of time roaming around downtown, there's a lot you can do that is zero cost.
100%. I mean, right now, I encourage everybody, of course, we're in the midst of the Holiday Lights Festival, which I could just go on and on and on about.
Right.
If you do nothing else, stroll down Wisconsin Avenue, take in the new beautiful, glorious silver and gold chandeliers, and look at the ornament trail, individual artists and their artwork. And there are even some remaining pieces of Sculpture Milwaukee, and you recognize investment in our public realm is really one of the very many reasons why Milwaukee is the fantastic city that it is. And it takes work and effort, and it takes a lot of people and a lot of phenomenal organizations that are helping with this lift. And I think that's why we will continue to soar as a city.
Agreed. I got one last one. Your lasting impact on the community. Either what do you hope someday that will be, and or how do you wish to inspire future Milwaukee leaders?
Well, I think leadership is a fabulous thing, but with that comes responsibility to be transparent, to be credible, and to always lead through example. And I really hope that I can inspire future generations of Milwaukee leaders to embrace their voices, and through the example that I've been able to lead with, let your voice be heard, champion those causes that you believe in, and recognize the power of your individual action, but also your collective action, because every single small effort contributes to the larger change that together we will continue to make in our city, that will continue to elevate Milwaukee and provide voice and really be representative of the culture that we are here, and something that we can all be proud of.
Love it. Beth, thank you.
Well, thank you.